What it do, what it do. It's your boy Broad Day 23, man, coming back at you again, man, with this Black Image TV, man, bringing you that uplifting news, man. Something positive every time, even though we gotta deal with the negative every day. Man, I'm gonna start off right where I left off before, man, with this Trump situation, man. This shit is like really getting on my nerves right now, man. And I gotta speak my mind about this shit and I guess give warning to the people, man, and let them know, man, like, we in a struggle right now. And this kid ain't gonna do nothing but make it worse every day, man. Every day that he remains in office, man, it's gonna continuously hurt us. And that's a fact. And I got the evidence to prove it right now, which I'm gonna show you. This ain't everything that I could build up on this kid, but this is just a little bit of taste to get you to know who y'all people is who voted for this kid. Because truly, in effect, it's y'all fault. And I'm pretty sure no matter how racist you was at that point in time, how much money hungry you was at that point in time, I'm pretty sure that deep inside of your mind right now that you wishing that you had rescinded what you did. I bet you wishing that you never did what you did. Because the simple fact is, he not only hurting the people that was voting for the Democrats, he hurting people that voted for him. The things that he said that he was gonna get done for you, he ain't even doing it yet. And then Congress still gotta pass all the laws that he just passed. So you don't even know if anything that he done put in effect that may benefit you at that point in time is gonna benefit you. But right now we're gonna get into this knowledge and let you know the things that he's doing right now. And the beefs that he's conjuring up with these other countries. He's gonna lead America into a Great Depression. And I don't even know whether or not we gonna be able to get up out of it. See, the thing about it is, man, if you black like me, more or less, and you viewing this, my idea is to go back to Africa. And I've been noticing he bans Somalians from coming here too. That's Africa, bruh. He's tripping with that. Not all Somalians are terrorists or or part of that little ISIS thing or whatever that they got going on. I know real Somalians that when I was younger, they came here for a better life, searching out, the American dream. Right now, we're gonna give it to you like point blank, period, exactly about what this kid is doing. Because if he don't get stopped, either by the Republican Party or the Democratic Party or America within itself, we gonna end up in a World War III, even though they said it already happened. Republicans warn Trump against lifting Russia sanctions. Now everybody know about with the nuclear act and all of that that Russia is under sanctions. So is China, North Korea, and everybody. Even though North Korea and I believe Iran don't want to follow behind what Obama put in place. So if this kid right here is coming in and he's gonna uplift and take off all of these kids' sanctions, do you imagine what the things that they're gonna be able to do at this point in time? Think about it, man. It's gonna hurt everybody in this world. Do you know how fast people can hit and go crazy and go on a nuclear strike and not caring about their self minus you? Just think about it, bruh. Where's you gonna lead? Where it's gonna lead to? Everybody dead. So if they telling this kid right now, man, a chance of shredded evidence that is really true that this kid is trying to uplift all of the sanctions that Obama and past president put in place, because remember it was a Cold War and we defeated them. But if they put in place all of that time and he's trying to release all of Russia, What do you think that's going to do for Iran and North Korea and all them other countries that's against America? It's going to give them the outright to be like, hey, if Russia doing it, we going to do it. They already teaming up to get rid of the American dollar. Come on, man. Two Republican senators on Friday warned President Donald Trump not to unilaterally ease sanctions against Russia, reminding him there are bipartisan support for blocking such a move. Arizona GOP Senator John McCain and Ohio GOP Senator Rob Portman urged Trump to rule out any rollback of punitive measures against Moscow hours after White House counselor Kellyanne Conway said lifting administration sanctions against Moscow is under conclusion that Russia interfered with the presidential election on Trump's behalf. For the sake of Americans' national security and that of our allies, I hope President Trump will put an end to the speculation about easing sanctions, McCain said in a statement, and reject such reckless course. If he does not, I will work with my colleagues to codify sanctions against Russia in law. Come on, bruh. Even the Republican Parself. Even the Republican Party, bruh, is going against this kid on the things that he's doing. On every move that he's making, they are realizing into themselves that it's going to hurt America and hurt our people. And this is what y'all voted for? This is what you wanted? How dumb can you be? Do you know the position that you just put us in? I'm pretty sure a lot of you heard about this. Russia arrests spy accused of leaking info about hacks to U.S. If they had, if they got any physical, like for real, true evidence, not something that's just speculation, he should get impeached. The Russian government has arrested a top cybersecurity officer and accused him of treason for leaking information about hacking to U.S. according to a report. Sergei Mikhailov, and an official of the KGB successors FSB's cyber intelligence section, was arrested in relation to leaks of information around a hack revealed last year. Independent newspaper Novaya Gazeta reported Thursday. The specific hack shed light on reported breaches into the voting systems of Arizona and Illinois, which were not attributed to Russia intelligence services in a declassified report earlier this month. However, private security firm Threat Connect said the intrusions originated from the Dutch servers of King servers owned by a Siberian 26-year-old named Vladimir Fomenko. Even though it wasn't hacked in Russia, it was hacked by a Russian. Does that make any? I hope that's making perfect sense to you people. Yeah, they found evidence of somebody hacking in the presidential election, but it wasn't from the land of Russia. It didn't come from Russia. It came from a Russian who wasn't in Russia. That don't make a difference of whether or not it's still a Russian. Come on, bro. Evidence upon evidence. And the thing about it, what hurts me the most about America and how people show their true colors about this situation is these are mostly things that was put out before he even got elected. So people just basically bypass all of that and still went and voted for him. They didn't care that deep down inside, it could be a way that this man was connected to somebody who hate this country more than any other country, basically, besides North Korea. So if you could bypass that, how can you say that you care about America and that you're voting for the laws and betterment of America when you will vote in a person who has the potential to hurt America? You got to be smart and read in everything that you do, because everything that you do holds a consequence, and a consequence can either make you or break you. We learned earlier this week that he beefing with China, which is a bad idea, over something that really doesn't even have anything to do with America. But we're going to get back to this right here. This is what Donald Trump and his administration had to respond to the claims that he had businesses that were inside of Russia. When asked about this and his attention and his affection for Russian President Vladimir Putin, Trump said any inference that a connection exists between the two is absurd. In the stuff of conspiracy, I have zero investments in Russia, he tweeted after the Democratic National Committee, and it really is probably demonic, but let's get back to it, was apparently hacked by Russia in the emails released by WikiLeaks on the eve of the DNC convention to nominate Clinton as its 2016 presidential candidate. Most of the coverage of the links between Trump and Putin's Russia takes the GOP presidential nominee at his word that he has lusted after a Trump Tower in Moscow and come up spectacularly short. But Trump's dodge that he has no business in Russia, so there is no connection to Putin, is a classic magician's trick. Show one idle hand while the other is actually doing the work. Basically telling you that he fooled you, that he played you. He played y'all. The truth, as several columnists and reporters have painstakingly shown since the first hack of a Clinton affiliated group took place in late May or early June, is that several of Trump's businesses outside of Russia are entangled with Russian financiers inside Putin's circle. That means he may not have no businesses on the home base. That's because the home base is in cahoots with him in other places. They already know what he about. They already know that he comes in and extracts but don't put back. So they say, okay, you can't get nothing over here in Russia. But we'll help you with this country. We'll help you over here and over there. You get what I'm saying? Just because he don't got something in Russia doesn't mean that what he has put in place isn't controlled by Russians. So yes, it is true that Trump has failed to land a business venture inside Russia, but the real truth of it is that as major banks in America stopped lending him money following his many bankruptcies, the Trump organization was forced to seek financing from a non-traditional institutions. Several had direct ties to Russian financial interests in ways that have raised eyebrows. What's more, several of Trump's senior advisors had businesses ties to Russia or its satellite politicians. And this is something that you knew beforehand. So when it all falls down, you know who to blame. You got to blame yourself on this. Because you put us there. The Trump Russian links beneath the surface are even more extensive. Max Boot wrote in, and remind you, this the Times. I know people may say, oh, you got that from a fake source. This is the Time. Bringing you about this man. And news media is live, but apparently, it don't look like they doing too much lying right here. The Trump-Russia links beneath the surface are even more extensive, Max Boot wrote in the Los Angeles Times. Trump has sought and received funding from Russian investors for his business ventures, especially after most American banks stopped lending him to following his multiple bankruptcies. What's more, 3 of Trump's top advisors all have extensive financial and business ties to Russian financiers. The former editor of the op-ed page of Wall Street Journal and now senior fellow at the Council of Foreign Relations. Trump's de facto campaign manager, Paul Manafort, was a longtime consultant to Viktor Yanukovych, the Russian-backed president of Ukraine who was overthrown in 2014. Manafort also has done multi-million-dollar business deals with Russian oligarchs. Trump's foreign policy advisor, Carter Page, has his own business ties to the state-controlled Russian oil giant Gazprom. Another Trump foreign policy advisor, retired Army Lieutenant General Michael Flynn, flew to Moscow last year to attend a gala banquet celebrating Russia Today, the Kremlin's propaganda channel, and was seated at the head table near Putin. If y'all ain't stupid, I hope you feel even 10 times as dumb right now if you voted for him. If you didn't, more power to you. I'm a felon. I can't vote. I don't even know if I would have voted, but it's for damn sure I wouldn't have chose Donald Trump. From watching this man throughout my life without politics, I knew he wasn't the person that I would want in the Oval Office. Okay. In the press briefing Monday, remember I told you we was going to get to this. It reminds you, this is the Times. Trump's press secretary Sean Spicer repeated Tillerson's challenge. It's a question of if those islands are in fact in international waters and not part of China proper. Then yeah, we are going to make sure that we defend international territories from being taken over by one country, Spicer said. Something that don't have nothing to do with you. Taiwan is there. The Philippines is there. It's a host of countries there that if they really wanted to, they could fight for their own waters. What you getting into that for? And the people said that I think they had a problem with Obama even referencing it. So why would you do it? China's state media have responded forcefully to the suggestion warning that any such attempt will force a devastating confrontation and that both sides should prepare for a military clash. In the meantime, tensions are likely to escalate, although it would benefit nobody, says Zhu Fin, professor of international relations at Nanjing University. We cannot exclude the possibility of a new Cold War. So, we already realized Mexico don't fuck with you. Iraq probably now, after you done buttered up your motherfucking ego and jumped head first off a cliff into a fucking brick concrete floor and uttered that you wanted to steal their oil again. Iraq probably don't fuck with us. China never fuck with us. North Korea don't fuck with us. What's to say that these countries is not going to band together? Because China and Russia are already banding together, and you know, included with those people, Russia don't fuck with you. So what you gonna do when we got nukes coming from every fucking one of these countries? Your children ain't gonna survive that shit either. Come on, bruh. This your boy, man. Broad Day 23, man. Black Image TV coming at you. Peace and blessings to all who viewing this. But this kid definitely need to get impeached pretty soon. Because if not, we gonna be fucked up. For real.